everybody, Liam from Physiotherapy here, showing another taping technique. This one's for Dequervain's tenosynovitis, quite common with new mothers or new grandparents. It's irritation of the tendon across the top of the thumb and wrist joint, and usually is affected with lifting the thumb or bending the wrist. So we're going to try and limit that movement today with some taping. We can use the K tape or the dynamic tape, which is quite stretchy. The two movements, as I mentioned, that are often most aggravating is to bring your wrist down and the thumb down, but also to bring your wrist and thumb into flexion. So we're going to tape to try and not so much limit, but remind you not to go too far into those movements. So simple taping technique really, you can use two strips. As said before, you can try and measure out the length that you might need prior to cutting. We'll just marry that up twice. Oh, a bit of a pro tip here, you can fold those in half and bevel your edges, and that will reduce the likelihood of it being caught or lifted with clothing, and hopefully the tape on for a little bit longer. Nice rounded edges there. Perfect. All right. So the first one, we're going to actually need a second little cut in the tape, and that's where the thumb will go. So the tape will wrap around your thumb. So I'm going to fold it in half and leave about an inch or so from the end. And you're going to cut a little strip. When I open that up, the thumb's going to fit right in through there. So it'll look like this and stick onto the front of the hand. So in order to do this properly, the best way to do it is to tear off. You're going to open the thumb and you're going to try and stick your thumb through there. And the base is going to sit right sort of on the inside of the palm there. Now, if I hold and I pull, the backing will come off. I can lay that tape around the outside of the thumb joint. Now, a little bit of stretch is good. If you're looking at 50 to 75% of stretch, as you come down, and then you're going to lay on the end, just with no stretch at all, and just fold all this down nice and neat, like so. Now, the idea here is that as you bring your wrist into deviation, it's putting an increased stretch and reminding you not to go too far into that movement. You still use the thumb completely, but it's going to remind you not to go down through there too much. Now, the second strip is of a similar vein. We're trying to stop this motion here. So I'm simply going to have the hand flat down, tearing off that edge, starting just over the base of the thumb. Same thing, you're going to just 75 to 50% up the forearm. And nice and flat. Now this motion here is going to limit or reduce the amount of flexion you've got through the wrist there.